So here we are, it's Square Ghost, and the next build, as you can see, is a Star Wars set, and it's BB8, the droid in the films part 7, 8 and 9. It is another clone set, that's why it says Space Wars on the cover of the manual. Manual is a little bit flimsy, but nothing wrong with it. As you can see, plans are absolutely fine to build by, no worries. We have one sticker. I think the only thing I don't like about that is it says Space Wars instead of Star Wars, so I might end up making my own one and just changing the Space Wars to Star Wars. So it doesn't come with a box, it just came in one of those white plastic bag things, and we had a massive bag with I think it's 6 bags showing you here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, maybe it was 5 bags and I can't count. But yeah, I wanted to do something different than a ship again this time, so I decided to start my Star Wars droid collection, if you like. I've got quite a few droids to make, and I thought I'd just start with one of the newer ones, which was BB8. I'll be back in a second. The original Lego set number was 75187, and there are 1106 pieces, and it was released in 2017. So yeah, we're going back, what, maybe 7 years. Yeah, 7 years. But I do like the look of it, and I'm looking forward to building this one. If you like what I'm doing, just give us click that thumbs up button, and if you want to join us on this journey, just click on that subscribe button, and they'll be trying to comment in the box. My name is Kev, I am Square Ghost, and I'll see you all on the flip side. So you can see we've sorted out all the pieces. Yes, we've had to take them all out the bags to get everything ready and sorted for the build. It took us well over an hour, more like 2, but it's been worth it. We've got all our pins and bits and pieces in there, the smaller whites, some smaller oranges, bigger 3/4 circle, that quarter circle plate, smaller white plates, circular plates and greys, some bits. You've got that sand colour, dark grey, light grey, orange, bits of red, bits of blue, bits of yellow, bits of green, a lot of white, some big bricks. We've got a little bit of Technic building to do. We've got some 2B16s, 2B10s, 2B12s, anything like that. Some gearing, some nice little bricks, loads of black, some grey, and that's your lot. Like I say, that took a fair bit of building. So here we go. Sorry for flickery screen, because there's nothing in the book. So we've just started on section 1, and this is step 12. No problems to speak of. We've just done an under base, and then we're going to plate on top of it, so that's why I've tried to show you what's underneath. I think my main comments so far about the bricks, clutch power's fine so far, no problems. Trying to put these little blue stuck things in, I've noticed, and I noticed it as well in the last set I did that was fake, as in a clone, and that was that some of the bricks are really, really sharp, and I don't know if anybody's noticed that. They're not as polished, shall we say. I don't mean clean either, I mean the edges are really, really sharp. Right, let's get back onto the job. So that is the initial part of the core done, and now I think we get to do a bit of side plating. So just thought I'd show you what the step looked like. I'm just going to break in here and just say how nicely and snugly the bricks and the plates are going together, fitting lovely, clutching together, fairly straight, no problems so far. Love the pushing, feel it push on, feel it hold, absolutely brilliant. So fingers crossed, looking really good. So there is your panel made up, and now we have to mount it to the frame. So I'll be back shortly. So I was a little bit nervous with the alignment, you know, with the problems that I've had in the past, like the Great Pyramid. So I was a little bit tentative, but in all honesty, there's no gaps in this one. So far, it is absolutely hunky-dory, as they say. Amazing. So with that, we'll carry on. Right everybody, so that is the completion of bag 1, part 1. And it's been an interesting build. I showed you earlier how we built up the middle and then down to the back. We then did this lovely build of pretty pattern stuff, and then finally had done these Technic bars with different Technic pins. They connect to the black 1x2s with the holing. Had a slight problem with that, again totally my fault, where the top brick I had put the other side, but that was my error, not nobody else's. I'm not going to, as you say, or as I always say, I call it as I see it. I'm never going to say, oh, you know, I'm not perfect, never will be perfect. And but I spotted it, and we sorted it, and that's the enjoyment of doing Lego, and you know, learning to build, if you like. And it looks like a great little set so far. Bricks are lovely, as I said, no problems with the bricks whatsoever. I cannot fault it so far. Fingers crossed, and hope it stays the same all the way through the build. With that, if you like what I'm doing, please just give us a thumbs up. If you want to drop us a comment about the build, again, about that it's a clone set and not the Lego version. Again, I paid next to nothing for this. I think it was under £20. I've looked for it now because it's a retired set, and I think brand new it's 189 English pounds. So not going to do it. And just for the fun of building it and then displaying it for a certain amount of period and then taking it down, it's not one that I would display forever. No option really. And if you want to see us carry on with this journey of building up BB8, please click on that subscribe button. And although we've got a long way to go, you know, we've got a lot of lovely stuff coming in the future. And I have a feeling it's a Harry Potter next, but don't shoot me if I'm wrong. And with that, my name is Kev, I am Square Ghost, and I'll see you all on the flip side. So off we go with part 2, bag 2. Those are the little bits that we've got left. Your little whites, your oranges. I'm not going to spend too much time. Plates. You've seen most of it before, except what we used in the first part. So, I'm going to try. That's what we're trying to build. Off we go. So, we've built the next piece of infrastructure for BB8. and basically Technic L's, as I call them, loads of Technic pins, couple of Technic gear wheels, but they're not interlocked, and that's how they are on the plans, so nothing there, and it's looking very, very good. The way they shape it, or show it I should say, not shape it, it's that way round. Now we make another totally different piece, and then I think they go together. Let's find out. So here is our next infrastructure of BB8, the second part to the build, and then they fit together. So obviously you can see here you've got a number of gear wheels. The big black one just fits the top one. There's nothing touching that one as yet, so I'm assuming something out the other one will fit to that one. We'll have to wait and see. I will spin it around and just show you what it looks on the flip side. There you go, looking good. Let's get them together. So it's together exactly as the book. The book does have it slightly more upright like that, which is fair dues. You can see it doesn't turn the other big ones, but I think that's for another function, so we'll see about that later. Now we'll continue on with the build. So we continue making the internal workings. We've got a Technic beam there, look, and this ratchety part that goes across, connected by this sort of way, this, I don't know what you want to call it, but we're going to connect it as it shows on the telly, and then we'll see. So that is, it's all fitted together, all correct as far as I can see. Certain pins have to be left out to be pressed in later. Gears. That turns it, obviously. I believe that one just does a little bit if you look. Sorry for that. So that'll be interesting to see what that does. Now I believe we have to mount it. So there you are. There's the completion of part 2, bag 2. The inner contraption is constructed and installed. Once we jiggled it into place, we just had to push these 2 red pins into the arm there, and it holds everything in place. There you go, it fully works right now. Look at that, I'm quite pleased with that. And then we'll have to wait and see what the rest does. Really enjoyable build, no missing parts so far. Clutch power's been good, brick colour's been good, no badness really. Forgive me, we know Lazy Susan again, but I mean, you can see, I mean, you know, the gear work looks good. It's been an interesting build. It's been different for me, and I suppose as I'm taking this trip on building a number of droids from Star Wars, BB8 is only the first one. You know, you're going to have to learn to do gears and stuff, and I'm not a huge fan of Technic, but when it comes to the big ships, I know there's a lot of Technic. Anyway, it's all up, it's above board, it's done and dusted, the contraption is working as far as I can see, and I'm happy and ready to go to Bag 3, Section 3. But first of all, like normal, please hit that thumbs up, give us a like if you like what we're doing. Drop us a comment in the comment box about the build, about the clone if you want. Yes, this is a clone set, I'm still mentioning that, but so far no problems with it whatsoever. And if you want to follow us to the conclusion of this build and builds to come, please click on that subscribe button. And don't also forget, you can always have a look and see what past builds we've done that might interest you. With that, my name is Kev. I am Square Ghost, and I'll see you all on the flip side. So here we are, working on through part 3, and we've got to this part now where we're building the top section of BB8, and I just thought I'd show you before we start to put the things on, and it connects to the main frame, which I've got to do next. So I'm going to do that, and then I will show you what it looks like once it's connected. So there you have it, totally installed. And if I can get it, I'll show you. We had these red pins down here, other one down there, you can just about see it in the shadow, and basically they just push in and lock it into position, which is really good. Let's see where the rest of the build now goes. I am one chuffed bunny. Lined it up, made sure the yellow was with the yellow, so you can't really cock it up unless you're an idiot. Sometimes I'm an idiot. And I basically just pushed, right, and it just went click, and everything all the way around has clicked into place. There's no gaps. I am one happy bunny. Right, let's get on with the rest of the build. So that is indeed the end of part 3, section 3, bag 3. And like I just said, everything's clicked on nice. The build was nice and unusual, if you like. The top part was similar to the bottom part, but the actual connecting the other sections was really, really interesting and cool. Everything went in place where it should do. No problems at all with clutch power. Colours looking good. I know I'm repeating myself time and time again, but at the moment, to say this is a clone, there is nothing wrong with it, unlike the pyramid that I did a few months ago. So fingers crossed, I think this is going to be a super addition for my shelf. And if you like what I'm doing, please give us a thumbs up. Don't be frightened to drop a comment in the comments box and just tell us what you think of the set itself and how I'm doing. And if you want to follow us to the conclusion of this set, because there's 3 parts to come, I believe, I think it's 6 bags in total, then click on that subscribe button and follow us on this journey. With that, I'll end as usual with saying my name is Kev, I am Square Ghost, and I'll see you all on the flip side. So we built a similar structure to last time, exactly the same in the ends, and this is now going to connect to the main body. So let's get it on and let's see if I can get it to connect. So here we are with part 4, section 4, bag 4, and you can see that we're finishing off the top, and I think then we'll have 2 sides to come together. So let's get on with that build. So that is the top finished. I'm trying to get out of the shadow so you can see. I might be better standing up. That's a lot better. That looks better. And now we're going to build 2 side plates. So I'm just showing you that where we've got to now is that we've just built the bottoms or the foundation of the 2 side plates. You're basically building 2 exactly the same, so rather than do one at a time, I've decided to build them in synchronous together, just to make it quicker, and then when they're finished, obviously they will go straight on the sides of BB8. We're now going to start to build now on the tops with orange and then a bit more decoration. So we have both sides done. I thought I'd do a little video here just showing you the underside of the one, the decoration on the front of the other. Of course they'll both be that face up on the sides of BB8. Right, I'll get them on and then I'll show you how they look. Well, here we are, and both sides are on. I'm going to be totally honest and truthful here and say it was a little bit fiddly. The first one went on totally fine, plump, pushed on, nice fit. When we came to put the other side on, which is exactly the same mirror image, one of these 1x2 with the circular hole in the, or the stud at the top for one stud, it kept falling off at one in particular place. Now, is that a clutch issue? Is that a plate issue? I don't know. But in all honesty, where I was pushing, I wasn't making it any easier for that particular brick. And if it's only holding on by that one little stud, which it was, I'm not going to say absolutely anything about that, except to say that would be me and not the build itself, not the bricks. So I don't want people thinking that. But both sides are on, it's nice and solid, and we're ready now, I think, to do a bit more decoration. So we've just made this up for what I'm going to call the left hand side as you look at it from the front, and this just fits to the side as finisher's decoration. So let's get it on. And there you go, trying to keep out of the shadow, it's all nicely fitted on. Right, let's get to the other side, I believe. So there we have the next little panel, the right hand side as you're looking at it facing at is what would be BB8's face, and just to show you where it's going, it's pushing through there. So if I zoom out slightly, you can see where I'm going. This part here I think is going to be the front. Right, I'll get it on, and then that should be the end of this section. And there you go, just to show you, straight click on, straight through, all done and dusted. Obviously it moves, so something will move later. You can hear the gears moving. This is the end of the section. This little thing here, you turn here and there's going to be something that comes out there. You can hopefully see that in the light, and you can see me turn it back again. It's hard to work with one hand, but nevertheless absolutely good. So basically, you know what we did in this section 4, part 4, bag 4, got all the 4s. We finished off the top decoration of the head of the top, and then we went down and then we built up the sides. Same with that, the sides again, and then we put on these, built up these little middle sections, and they pushed onto the red rods that you saw sticking out. Exactly the same with the other side, that was on later. And that's the end of the section. And I don't know if you can see inside, maybe not, but where my finger's pointing now, that yellow section there, that little yellow tube, if you can just see, and there's one on the other side there, you can just about see it there, although you can't really see the yellow, but that's where the red connecting tube things, X axles, they go to connect to that and then through to the end. So I'm just showing you the connection there, absolutely amazing, done and dusted. And with that, I will say that's the end of another very, very, very interesting, enjoyable build. Like I say, it was a little bit fiddly to get one of the sides on. It was not that side, it was the other side actually. But other than that, everything's gone together absolutely lovely. It looks fantastic, and to say it's the clone, or the clone on the Lego set, for God knows how cheap the price, 20 odd pound against what, 189 now, 190 for a retired set. If it carries on like this, which theoretically it should, I hope I'm not jinxing it, I said that in a previous part, it's going to be lovely when it's done on the shelf, and hopefully everything will work and we can go raving mad about it. Anyway, with that, if you like what I'm doing,
please give us a thumbs up, press that thumbs up button, give us a like, drop a few comments down in the box what you think of the build, what you think of the bricks, how you think I'm doing, like I always say. And if you want to follow us and continue this journey to see how BB8 or BB8, I'll even get my words right in a minute, then we will see where eventually this set goes and how, hopefully, how good it looks. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button please, and hopefully, well, I know for sure we'll have some great other sets coming up in the future. I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed. I know I'm not, so then again, I'm the one who's building, but I think there's been some interesting builds for people out there, some that may not have been seen before, some like me, very, very old, but you'll just have to wait and see. With that, my name is Kev, I am Square Ghost, and we'll see you all on the flip side. So here we are at the start of part 5, and we're trying to get the full circumference around BB8's body, I believe. So without further ado, let's crack on with part 5. So here we go with part 5, and we've just built up the side panel, which is absolutely, actually see, it's the back panel I believe, not the side panel. I'll rephrase that. Same building techniques as last time, exactly the same build up, decoration round, then the greys, same sort of back look, nothing there, nothing spectacular. We're now going to see if we can meld it up to the thing and see if we've got a nice match up. I'll be back in a bit. Unbelievable, fitted like a glove. What more could I say than that? Let's get on the front side. So here we are at the end of part 5, and I'm going to start where we started first before I get to the point. You know, we built up this as we would the sides, very, very similar, no different at all with the build up. Once that was in, then we went built for the middle decoration, applied it with a little bit of pressure to the studded work that's there, no problems, click, 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 and away we went, and it looks good. We then repeated the process where we built the front plate exactly the same as the back, with the back bump, 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 bump. We then built the inner circle, and as you can see, we then built this little front door, whatever you want to call it, BB8's tummy. A little bit of technique that it clicks to, and basically what happens is it shuts, you turn it and it opens, and that's the handle that you turn. I'm really thrilled to it. Actually, it's gone together a lot better than I thought it would. The quality of the bricks is absolutely amazing, nothing wrong with that. We've got one part left, and if it all goes to plan like it is at the moment, this time tomorrow we should have a complete BB8 that is absolutely fabulous to display. With that, if you like what I'm doing, please give us a thumbs up, hit that thumbs up button, drop a few comments in the box, tell us what you think of the build, tell us what you think how the bricks look. As you know, this is another cloned set, but to my look, you can't tell any difference. Everything's working exactly the same. I'm building it from the Lego PDF, not the actual booklet that came, and the only reason for that is it's easier for me to see off my big television screen. And also, if you want to follow us on this journey, if you want to see BB8 completed tomorrow,
amongst other things that will come later on down the road, just hit on that subscribe button. And with that, you know what I'm going to say if you've watched any of my videos before. My name is Kev. I am Square Ghost, and I'll see you all on the flip side. So this is the final step or stage and bag, and it's part 6. And as you can see, we're building up the little head, BB8, and then the stand will come later, I believe. So let's get on with the build. I'm in the process now of building the top head part of BB8, and I just thought I'd show you the inner core, the inner workings if you like, before I actually build the top on top. Lovely little build, nice flat plates, nothing to really shout about. Then build on top, add little bits, as I say, arches to give it that roundish look, you know, the emotion-y look if you like, sort of a bit of a curve if you know what I mean. I know what I'm trying to say myself. And then you get that, of course. But I just wanted, before I just, you know, build the top up now, I wanted you to see what it was like. So there's the next level with the one to come. Yes, we've added the big, I don't know if it's an eye or whatever it is, top on, and then now we're of course going to build just the little fine little bits before we add it to our body. But yeah, it's looking really good as I come down to this level, just so as you can see. Patterning is good, bricks are good. Can't wait for the review to take a closer look at this, because I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed. So you know what I'm going to say now, don't you? Now we've completed the head part, apart from some little decorative bits at the end, we have to fit that on the head of DB8 to make him DB8. God, my God, that sounds really weird. Let's see how we go. So, with DB8 completed, which I'll show you at the end of this part, we now move to making the stand that he will stand stroke sit in. And it looks quite a good little build by the looks, and we'll have a look at that sticker a bit closer as we get there, and let's start to wrap up the end of this build. So there is the frame, lovely little less than 5 minute build, clunk clunk clunk, normal sticker. We'll come to the sticker later in the review. Not really hard to put together, pins on it on at the back, can't really see in the light. Basically just click on and you can bend it to any angle you want once you're saying it. Then you've got your cradle that hopefully BB8 will eventually rest in. So we'll have a look at that, and we'll see how we go. It's been a really good build. I'm just going to bring BB8 over. So there we have all the parts assembled. As I say, I'll put BB8, I'll get it right in a minute, into the cradle, and I'll add the little minifig of him for the final review. I'll quickly go over what we made and what we've done. Basically it was all about, we just did the odd little bit here, a couple of bricks, and then we slowly built up that head part. That's a little bit better work, Kev, and did that. Really nice. It looks good. If you're any Star Wars fan, you know, I mean, I'm not a great fan of the last 3 films, if I'm honest, but I would still watch them. I'm still a fan. I'm still a Star Wars fan. And BB8 is a really nice build and enjoyable. I hope in the future I can get Paul, which I haven't got yet, but that's for a later purchase. So we built that. Once that was installed, as I showed you, and then we basically went to the frame, built up the frame, bump, applied the sticker, put that on, and the job's a good one, as we say in Dudley. Absolutely brilliant. I
cannot fault this set in any aspects. I cannot afford, you know, the quality is amazing, the bricks, the clutch power, the colours, nothing is different. The only difference, as I will point out in the review, is the sticker, which you can either buy one or make your own as an addition. But other than that, it is an absolute goodie for the money that I paid for it, which was next to nothing, like I say. Well, it was under £20. So £20 against, I think it was 190 on eBay. Well, new and boxed. 190? Really? For a 1,400 piece set? No. No. Anyway, if you like what you've seen in these videos, if you like what you've seen in this video of them come together slowly, please give us a thumbs up. Tell us in the comments what you like, what you don't like. You know, same applies to me. I'm here to learn. I keep telling you that every time. And if you want to follow us on the journey, the review of this set will be coming tomorrow, and we can get into the deeper, darker secrets, not that there are any really, about just how good this set is as a clone set. Just click on that subscribe button. And with that, you have seen it all. My name is Kev. I am Square Ghost. And I'll see you all on the flip side. Hello everybody. It's Kev here, Square Ghost, and it's time for the review. I thought I'd just show this ugly mush for a few seconds before we start the review, just to say what an absolutely beautiful set. The clown set, like I say, purely for financial reasons, no others. I'm not in any financial position to afford £189 for new retired set, especially when I can get the same set for 20 quid, 25 quid, whatever. It wasn't much more than that, if that. So I went in with this build with a lot of skepticism. I've had my problems in the past with clone builds that I have built before the channel was live. And I had the UCS Millennium Falcon from, it wasn't the standard company that you get your clone sets from, so you'd have to do your own research. But anyway, whoever it was dreadful. Framework was lovely, got to the plating, forget it, nothing would stop on. The plates wouldn't stop on, everything fell off, it was dreadful. But I am diversing as I usually do. So I'm going to get onward and upward with the review, show you everything that we've accomplished over this last 6 videos, 7 counting the introduction, and I hope you enjoy it. So I'll see you soon. Okay. So here I am back, and let's start where it all really starts, which is the instructions. And as many of you will know, follow my videos, that I prefer to build from digital plans, because, you know, my eyesight, I wear glasses just for reading and close-up work like that, you know, computer work. So I prefer a bigger screen, something to get your teeth into. I used to work off an iPad, but I found I could get an even bigger picture on my computer monitor. But again, I am digressing. Anyway, so we all know that this is BB8 from The Force Awakens, I believe. It is from a Star Wars film, Episode 7. First thing off the bat, because it's a clone set, there you go. Instead of Star Wars, you get Space Wars, which we know anyway. Not a problem, it's a clone set. Instructions. Manual, a bit what I'd call flimsy, but fine, nothing the matter with the manual whatsoever. Open it up, look at the plans, and basically what they've done is condensed so many steps onto one page, making it a smaller book. Quality again is good. If you had to build this from the book, which I know a lot of you like to do, You wouldn't have no problems with this book, none at all. So it would have been, for me, if I had have done it, it would have been really, you know, no problems with the instructions. That's all I'm going to say, none at all. On the back's a nice little picture of all the other clone sets that was available. I mean, I know now with the clone sets being the trouble that we had, I don't know if we can get them anymore, but you know, there's a couple on there that I haven't got that I think about, you know, the Kessel Run Falcon, for instance, you know, that's one I haven't got that I'd like, and yeah, absolutely amazing. The one thing I will say before I forget, before I start to move on to the review proper, is that, as you can see, the set number for this set is 10906. That is not the Lego set number because this is a clone set. Right, so off we go. With that being said, the unveiling, dun dun dun, and there she is. Time for the unveiling, and here we go. Dun dun dun, and there she is, as they say. BB8 in all his glory. Her glory, I don't know, I haven't got a clue. But absolutely stunning make for a mock. No problems from my end. And let's get into the build review. We started with the inner core. You'll have watched part 1, I'm sure, if you're watching this. And it basically built up a nice solid middle that we could slowly build the parts to. And then it was a matter, I think, of putting the bottom section on first, then the top section. In regards to building these sections, plates, base plates on the bottom, lots of 1s, 1x4s, 1x1s, and then you just slowly build it up and back. Nice and solid, no problems whatsoever with clutch power, colours looking good, no problems with them going on. And in fact, I think if you refer back to the video, I actually go clock, it was on click, it was on click. So no problem with that. After the top and bottom went on of the body section, it was then time to do the middle sections, and you basically built the middle sections up like the top and the bottom, very very similar, maybe the odd little difference, but nothing major, just for basically workings and other things like that. But again, no problems, everything clicked on. One side I hesitated for a bit, and it was me. It wasn't them, it was me. I wasn't lining up. Once I lined up and pushed, click, away you go, Kev. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, the detail to this set is, and sorry for going too fast if I am, amazing. And whoever the mock designer was for this, and yes, it'll be in the Lego book and on the digital plans, you know, I will say, well done, mate. It was a joy to build, and that's me saying it. I mean, you know, I have my moans and groans, as you'll all know, and not with this one, not with this one at all. So after the middle, the body section was done, we got to the top of BB8, and again we built it up much similar to this body part of the year, up and down, round, up, 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 putting in our little bits virtually with the top, and then the two little aerials that you can see. Absolutely super duper duper. I loved it. I loved the build. Once it was built, stem obviously, let's put the stem into the body, straight in, click, done, finished. So then why do I keep saying D? BB8 was ready, and then it was just a matter of making the frame. And we made up this part first, where you got the cradle that BB8 sits in. You then finish it off here, and then finally we get the, whatever you want to call it, the poster, the information, the plaque I'll get my words out right in a minute. And you can see from that, I hope, if I can keep it steady enough, it says Space Wars again. Now, if I was really, really fussy, if it was episode 4, 5 and 6, which are my favourite Star Wars films, I would personally Photoshop Space Wars to Star Wars. But seeing as this is episode 7, The Force Awakens, doesn't bother me. And it's just going to sit on the shelf nicely, I hope, and everything's fine. I mean, the sticker was okay. I must admit, at one point I thought it was going to be too small, but again, that was me. And I had my usual trouble with my stickers, like any of you will know. I hate stickers, hate them with a passion, but it went on okay. Could have been a lot worse than that, so I'm quite happy with how that went. And then the last thing you did after that went on was you had your little minifig, or whatever you want to call it, the BB8, and there it is, and there's a nice little strut at the end just to show him off. And that was it as far as the build went. The build was absolutely stunning. There was nothing wrong with it. And I mean, people who know me now a little bit better, I know there's a few of you out there who know me a little bit better, I can be grumpy, I can moan at stuff, but I do tell you how it is. I don't, you know, if I think it's rubbish, I'll tell you, and if I think it's brilliant, I'll tell you. And this is worth every penny. It is brilliant. Now, the one thing that I haven't mentioned so far is there's a few things, of course, on here that actually work on BB8. There's a few like little surprises, and I'm going to try my hardest to do this while I am filming, and I don't know whether this will work or not, so let's have a look. Here we go. So we're going to try now by turning the knob. Oh, look, BB8's head turns. So I'm absolutely thrilled with that. I'm going to zoom out and give you the shot of what I'm actually doing. You know, there's a bit of internal technique inside that makes it work absolutely brilliant. And like I say, to say this is a clone set, and I know I keep going on about it, I can't fault it for that. Now, the other little surprise thing which I really liked, and I'm going to zoom in here to show you first, if I can hold on. We turn this handle, we keep going, and it was, and I think, if I'm right in the film, it's like a little bit of lightning or something like that. That does go back in, but the door doesn't shut. You have to shut that manually. Easy enough. Wider shot. Here's me again turning. Out it goes, and there. I will say, I don't know if this is how it should be or not, what I'm going to show you now, but can you see the head very, very slightly moves? And I do mean slightly. And that really is all the functions to it. But, like I say again, I've loved it. I really, really have loved the set. I've loved building it. I've loved the quality of brick. But even though I built the plans digitally, the plans were good enough for me to build. So, you know, it's using the Kev system. It's the closest that I've been for a clone system. I would give it an 8 out of 10. And my favourite film's only an 8 out of 10. That's how hard I rank. That being The Empire Strikes Back. So for you, an 8 out of 10 for me would probably be a 10 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 plus, because there's nothing wrong with this set. Absolutely nothing. And with that, I'd just like to say, anybody who's been on this journey as we've built BB8, thank you for following us and watching. I hope you've enjoyed the build as much as I have building it, videoing it, and if you have, please give us a like, hit that like button, that thumbs up, and let me know what you think in the comments. I know I keep bleating on about it, if you like. I mean, probably I'm a pain in the bum, but I want to know what people think. How am I doing on the video side? Is it rubbish? What else needs to be improved on apart from lighting? And yes, the lighting still needs to be done and will be done. What other sets would you like to see from any other, you know, whatever, whether it be Marvel, DC, War Trek, Harry Potter, modulars, buildings? You drop it down in the comments what you'd like to see, and we'll see if we can, you know, we can see if we can come together on some builds, because I've got a load of stuff left to build. I've got a massive backlog, and when I say massive, I mean, like I've said, 500,000 bricks. And I'm not kidding when I say that. People will look at me and say, yeah, go on. No, I've got a lot of sets. And I'm trying to do one a week if I can, depending on whether I've got the time or not. One last thing is, like as I say, if you do want to follow us on that journey, as I was saying before I went off on a tangent, please hit that subscribe button and you'll see what we get next. And in regards to, quickly, before I shut this down, spare parts, that was all I had. 4 one stutters or 5 one stutters and that little grey bendy access thing, if you know what I mean. You take the pin goes in and then you can move. But like I say, I loved it. I love this set. Thumbs up. Square Ghost is a happy ghost. And with that, you know what I'm going to say. My name is Kev. You should know by now. I am Square Ghost. And I'll see you all on the flip side.